Madre John, Madden, Juanito, and Acamal, Mexico. It's about 7 o'clock. Pretty soon it's going to start to get light here. And I'm sitting in the doorway of my tiny house where I still have my Christmas lights up and where me and my 2.5 dogs have been having a good time for the last hour here. I say 2.5 because in the last week I've developed 2 dogs who live with me full time. I never intended for them to give up the regular spot on the block. On this little block here, in Acamal here, I say 90% of the dogs run free all the time. And there's Spot, the teenager, the wild and crazy pup. But 2 of them, Spot and her sister or mother, back over there, Princess, live with me full time. They just gave up their other spot and they're here all the time. And we're super, super close. And the half one is Negro, who still spends her nights somewhere down the street. And I don't want to disturb that. I never wanted these 2 to give up their regular spot, but they have. And I want to make an entry here about what kind of relationship is optimal with a dog. I've been very influenced by a world-class dog trainer back in Asheville, North Carolina, named Kim Brophey. And her book is called Meet Your Dog, M-E-E-T, Meet Your Dog. And she maybe still has her original office. It's a dog store called the Dog Door, but really it's a front for, it's not a very well-supplied dog store, but it's the office for her dog training. And now she has an office in Greenville, South Carolina also. Thank God, because Asheville has been ravaged by those storms at the end of September. But I used to live in the big seniors building that store is just in a basement corner of that big seniors building. And I got to know Kim and watched her working with dogs and developed an admiration for her. And I scheduled an interview with her because I was interviewing entrepreneurs in Nashville for my YouTube channel. No, it wasn't YouTube. I was doing blogs, I guess, back then. We're talking 5 years ago. So I scheduled an interview with her, and she said to me, I do not train dogs. I do not teach people how to train their dogs. I coach people on how to have an authentic relationship with their dog. Well, that comment just ignited me. I was sitting there with my chubby little Chihuahua Pancho, who went everywhere with me. I said, I looked at this dog yesterday, who I'd had for a year, and said to her, I don't have any idea who you really are, do I? There's so much going on for you that I do not know. And Kim's whole deal is to help you get to know your dog and what is it they need, what are the potentials they have, what is the dog they are trying to become. That's an incredibly respectful position towards dogs, which will make absolutely no sense to most Mexicans. I'm crazy about Mexico and the Mexican people, but one blind spot is that they mostly do not see dogs for what they are. Don't pay attention to dogs. Many, many street dogs are really neglected. Some of them are just barely staying alive. A lot of street dogs apparently are fine. And in Acamal here, where 90% of the dogs run free, I think lots of them have a home base. They just run free all day. And even if they're well fed, they may hang out outside of the restaurants begging for scraps. I've seen that. But I adore dogs and have turned some dogs into spectacular world-class dogs by the quality of our relationship, and especially since Kim influenced my thinking about it by having an authentic relationship with them. So I don't want a dog. I don't want a one-up, one-down relationship. I want primarily a partnership. Primarily a partnership. Inevitably, I'm top dog. I mean, they will always be dependent on me for food and love and shelter. And I understand that, and they understand that. And they will always, in a pinch, help me. They will. They're incredibly loyal, incredibly open-hearted, incredibly devoted to me, and grateful to me that I've given them so much space to be who they are and so much freedom to run off leash, wander, do their own thing. Now, Princess over here now goes for walks with me every day. When I go into town every day to get supplies, Princess always goes with me. Spot always acts like she's going to go but doesn't. And Negro doesn't even attempt to. And Princess does what every dog I've had in the last many years does. She will walk right at my heel, not because I taught her to heel, but because she likes to do that, because she's attached to me. And then she'll go wander, and if I have to call her back, she comes. Really does, not instantly, but basically comes. But she's really smart about traffic, and there's mostly not fast-moving traffic in this town. And people who drive in this town know that there are dogs wandering free and that you need to watch out for them. That's just a reality. But I don't want a dog who does tricks. And when people try to get my dogs to do tricks, like I say, my dog doesn't do tricks. She's got way too much dignity for that. She's not a show dog. She's not a circus dog. She's a dog. I want them to be dogs. Yeah. Is there more I want to say about that? Oh, a zillion. I could talk for hours, but that's enough for now. Okay, bye.